Jesus paid it all. Oh, to him I owe. Oh, sin and left a crimson stain. Jesus washed me white as snow. Jesus paid it all. Oh, to him I owe. Oh, sin had left a crimson stain. Jesus washed me white as snow. Oh, oh, he washed me. Jesus washed me. He washed me. I'm so glad he washed me. He washed me. Jesus washed me. He washed me. I'm so glad he washed me. Sin had left a crimson stain. Jesus washed me white as snow.
Good afternoon and welcome to Trendz, coming to you live from the SABC in Auckland Park. Now, my name is Refilwe Milwa and today is oh so special. I mean, when were you last in the presence of such amazing vocal powerhouses and blessings? I'll be hanging out with some of the amazing members of Joyous Celebration, and today we're taking you to church, no doubt, as we look forward to Easter in a week's time, where Christians all over the globe celebrate the birth, the resurrection, pardon me, of Jesus, the Son of God. Now, every girl loves herself some sparkling jewelry, be it a diamond ring or earrings or a neck piece. Now, but these are rather exorbitant, costing an arm and leg, and worn mostly by the rich and famous. And even from that selection, it's those with pockets deep enough to afford the extravagance. But science, beautiful thing that, it's changing the face of the diamond industry as we know it, and the once expensive diamond is now within reach. Take a look.
Diamonds, one of the most precious gems in the world, cultivated underground and in space to form the hardest natural substance on Earth, a sparkling stone that can cut almost anything. But technology has taken the process from below the ground to above the ground by creating diamonds in a lab with the same chemical and physical properties as natural stones. Ross Reed of Inception Diamonds, a diamond growing company in South Africa, gives us some insight into how this is possible.
There are two ways that you can create diamonds above the ground. The first is called HPHT, which translates to high pressure, high temperature. And saying that is it mimics the process that happens underneath the ground. So within a chamber, we create huge amounts of pressure and huge amounts of temperature around a diamond seed, and from that it starts to grow. The second process is called CVD, which is chemical vapor deposition, which is how diamonds form in space. So it's quite a... So diamonds occasionally form in space, so we've managed to mimic that process where we create the diamonds in a vacuum. So we create a negative pressure and spark electricity while methane gas runs through almost like a microwave. And the methane gas contains carbon, and through the lack of pressure and the heat from the electricity, the carbon detaches itself and reattaches itself in a diamond form and starts to grow.
As beautiful and almost identical, the origin of the stone still remains questionable. But does the origin deem it real or not?
It is optically, physically, and chemically identical to its mine counterpart, the only difference being that of origin. If your boyfriend hands you a rose, do you ask him if it came from a hothouse or was it grown in the wild? And would you be able to tell the difference? A rose is a rose, is it not? So let's say you have a child and it's conceived through in vitro. So the origin of its life is different. Does that make it a fake child? Do you love that child any less because its origin and life started out differently? So it's a question people need to ask for themselves.
The process itself has been around for almost 50 years, but it is only recently that the quality of these diamonds can compare to natural ones. An optimistic outlook of this lab-grown stone is that it can be up to 40% cheaper than the natural diamond. And it is the greener option when it comes to the effects on the environment. And most notably, there is no bloodshed in the making of these sparkly gems.
Essentially, what it is we've created a romance between science and nature. We are now able to create something as old as time underneath the ground, that we're now able to create it above the ground. And through this process, we eliminate vast amounts of controversy that sadly surround this industry. So from environmental aspects and conflict aspects, that now it's the sustainable choice. It's the evolution that people can adorn beauty, and you no longer have to choose between consciousness and luxury. This is a completely conscious product.
Though these diamonds can be classified as real, and if you're environmentally conscious, they are the superior option. But at the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference.
Now, it's been almost 2 weeks since Miss South Africa 2017 was crowned. The event marked 59 amazing years in the history of the pageant. And of course, Demi Lee Nel-Peters beat 11 other hopefuls to take the crown. And she is here in studio with me today. Demi Lee, where's the crown? I want to touch it. I want to see it.
Man,
Come on
if
now.
I'd known, I would have, shown it to you.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately in for some polishing
Right.
over the weekend.
Okay, you don't polish it yourself,
No.
of course. No. Somebody
No.
else has to do that. But thank you for coming through. Amazing, amazing. We're talking about just the day that you were crowned, and you're just saying, unless you actually have been there, all the other Miss South Africas, the kind of emotional roller coaster you go through when you're on that stage, it's just difficult to even explain. But try, nonetheless.
Yes, I think it's something that needs to be experienced.
Yeah.
It's such a build up to that one night. It's a 7-8 month process.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, my heart is filled with joy, and it's still kind of like an out of body experience.
You're kind of floating right now.
Yes, you're kind of floating.
Because this
the whole
is your
time.
dream. I mean, when we still had Miss Teen South Africa, you also entered.
Yes,
and
I did.
that was, a few years, well, not a few, but a few, like a long time ago, 2010.
2010, I
Okay,
entered,
you were
yes.
just a teeny tiny teen.
I was still a
but
baby.
you always had this dream that Miss South Africa is, the crown that you want to wear one day.
Yes, I think as I grew up, a lot of the Miss South Africas truly inspired me, throughout my life. But I think they inspired me more to be a Miss South Africa type of woman than to be specifically Miss South Africa. And, I always told myself if I enter one day, it would be after I finished my degree, which I did last year. So, yes, I'm very happy everything turned out pretty well.
And so what did you study, and will it tie in with anything that you're doing for this next year as Miss South Africa?
Yes, I think it will definitely tie in very well. I studied BCom Business Management and Entrepreneurship at the Northwest University in Potchefstroom.
Okay.
And yes, I've got my degree in Entrepreneurship and Business Management, and I'm truly very passionate about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And I think that it ties in so well with, not only my sponsors and all their great initiatives, but what I want to do with this platform. I want to help women to help themselves, to start their own businesses and to sustain themselves.
Okay. What do you look forward to the most this year?
I think, I've traveled in South Africa a lot. I've been to a lot of places, but I look forward to seeing the places I haven't been to.
And now the whole world, you literally have the key, the jet, everything to the rest of the world. So your international travels, and you'll be really meeting, some influential people. So from those connections, you definitely are set, for life. And just what are some of the causes that you're very passionate about? I know, the social aspect of Miss South Africa. You guys are not just gorgeous, it's very important, and it's always been. So before now, what were you doing? And going forward, will you still be supporting some of the causes that you were, or would it be a bit different?
So I've been involved with a few charities for the last 3 years, and it's all based on developing women, teaching them skills, and also raising funds for children for their education, for various education funds. I will still be supporting those initiatives, but I want to just make it bigger and better. You have this platform, you have so many people supporting you, so I'd like to focus on entrepreneurship, and I want to help specifically women in South Africa that have, the passion and the skills, that they have I'm suffering now, that already run little businesses. I want to help them to develop that, to be
see
bigger
past,
and better.
you know, the bigger picture.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And just what would you say, I mean, you met some amazing women from the judging panel and previous Miss South Africas, I assume, but also, you know, just your peers. What do you take away? What are some of your fondest memories of the girls when you guys had downtime? Did you ever have downtime? Because I'm sure you guys were busy every single day whilst you were at Sun City, you know, but just, take us through some of, you know, the fondest memories that pop up through your mind right now.
I mean, we were busy for 7-8 months with the semi-finalists and the finalists. We literally eat breakfast, start our day, get back, shower, get back into bed, because sleep is quite important. But we definitely spent really great times together. I mean, you know, inside jokes that we shared.
Yes, tell us, we want to know. Put it on live television, you know?
I know, girl things.
But fantastic. I mean, what does your family say when your mom and dad are like, oh my gosh, you know, our daughter, like, I don't know, like, what do they say?
So I'm a very lucky girl. I've got 4 parents. My parents were divorced when I was very young.
So you've got 2 families.
I've got 2 families, and I really grew up in 2 homes, and I'm so lucky that I grew up in 2 very loving, very caring homes, and, you know, they're my everything. My parents are my everything.
Do they go everywhere and like have your picture and say, that's our daughter?
My dad owns a guest house, and he put up a huge picture of me.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know?
So I'm not sure if people believe him, I'm his daughter.
No, I'm sure they do. That is absolutely awesome. And just, you know, you're about to be really busy. You're going to be in and out of the country, and, you know, you have a whole year ahead of you. So I can't even say, you know, what have you done or what are you looking forward to most, because I think, you know, it's absolutely awesome. And here you are. Last question. What do you hope to see as the future of South Africa? You are part of the youth, and just going forward, when you are 40, what do you hope this country will look like?
You know, I think South Africa is going through a bit of difficult times, but what I appreciate and love most about my country is how we can stand together and rise again. And that's what makes me proudly South African. And I just hope to see, you know, to let the world know that we are actually such a warm and loving country. I love traveling, and I've been to a few other countries, but there's nothing like home. There's nothing coming back. Seeing
the
smiles,
spirit of South Africa.
The spirit of South Africa, the spirit of Ubuntu. Nobody, you know, if you haven't been here, you won't understand it. So yes, that's what I love most about my country.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Demi Lee. Congratulations again. You are the epitome of grace, and ever so lovely sitting here on our couch today. Thank you for coming through again, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
for having me.
It's been a pleasure. All right, well, I still have Joyous Celebration in studio with us. So, they are about to sing us to an ad break. Take a look.
Oaze wanigala gebilo yako inanilekazo antengangalo ipageme amsos dakbog gogwanele bengi ngazukuthumthana kangaka owaze wanikela ngempilo yakho inani legazi onthenga ngalo liphakeme angisoze ngakubonga ngokwanele ngiyabonga ngothando lwakho onginike lona sinisi wami ngabangikho ngabangilutho ngaphandle kwakho impilo ngabangilutho ngaphandle kwakho ngiyabonga ngothando lwakho onginike lona sinisi wami ngabangikho ngabangilutho ngaphandle kwakho impilo yakho Lalela wethu mqhele wangef. Oh abulunga babuhlungu abuz. Angisaze ngazi ukuthi wabonani kimina, kodwa engikwaziyo ukuthi umsindisile.
President Jacob Zuma says that the country's security agencies will seek new and more effective ways to fight crime.
Crime, as you would appreciate, depends on the circumstances. This narrative that South Africans are xenophobic, we don't necessarily agree with it.
This group of Bangladeshi shop owners ooze frustration. They've lost everything.
I'm like totally destroyed. I can't see what I'll do, where I'll go.
Rescue workers are still searching for the body of a 5-year-old boy who fell into an old mine shaft near Boksburg in Ekurhuleni.
Tensions remain high, with thousands of community members refusing to clear the scene until the boy is found.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trends. African art took center stage at one of the world's most prestigious art shows, the Paris Art Fair. Around 20 art galleries from countries like South Africa, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Uganda, Cameroon and Morocco showcased a wide range of emerging artists from the continent and the diaspora. Now, Paris is considered by some as the home of modern art, but when it comes to African contemporary art, experts say it has lagged behind London and New York in recognizing the continent's contribution.
Some of Africa's biggest art gallery owners and artists all in one place, showcasing only the best of what Africa has to offer. Gualim Pins, director of Paris Art Fair, spent the last 2 years traveling around Africa, cultivating relationships and promoting some of the artists featured at the exhibition. He says despite the extensive artistic talent found on the continent, France has been lagging behind other countries in recognizing and promoting the impact of African art.
We can see we're witnessing the rise of Africa now. It was important to do it now, and especially in Paris. And I think in Paris there is a kind of belatedness on how we perceive Africa.
The pieces in the exhibition cut across different genres that included photography, collage, oil paintings, sculptures and videos. With his colorful personality and vibrant paintings documenting his home city Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, Jean-Paul Mika has become a fixture at many international art exhibitions. Here he presented his latest collection, reflecting a political and social critique of his country, influenced by the works of another Congolese great, Cherry Samba.
In order to make the sort of detail you see here in this picture with this sort of precision, I used Cherry Samba as a foundation, but the difference is that I innovated and extrapolated. I improved it in my way.
The event also had many artists whose works have never been shown outside of their native countries to gain more exposure. As African art takes a more prominent position on the international scene, curators hope for a greater collaboration between African artists and galleries around the world.
Nice one. So South African films are slaying left, right and centre, and one such film that is on its way to achieving legendary status is Kalushi. The film recently picked up a prestigious award in Egypt. It tells the story of Solomon Mahlangu, and just this past week was the anniversary of his execution, so his memory and all he's done certainly lives on in all our hearts.
Prosecution, please lay the charges against the accused before this court.
2 counts of murder and causing fear and distress in the public domain.
My name is Solomon Mahlangu. I live in Mamelodi, C2 Ndebele section.
There's gonna be a match on the 16th of June in Soweto. I want you guys to come.
Soweto made us angry. It made me angry. Policemen killing children. What? Afrikaans? We were tired of only having stones to throw while you shoot us with bullets. We were going to fight fire with fire.
Solomon Mkhwangu and Mondi Motlang have a common purpose. They left the country together. They underwent military training together.
The movie tells the story of Solomon Mkhwangu, one of South Africa's most legendary MK operatives in the 70s and 80s, and has received rave reviews once again after walking off with the Best Film Award at an international festival. Absolutely amazing. Now, the biopic was awarded at the Best Film Prize at the Luxor African Film Festival, which took place in Egypt last month. So Kalushi is set to premiere at a film festival in New York later this year. But if the reaction is anything to go by, then this film is bound to do incredibly well, as it has in South Africa. Now, Kalushi is currently showing across all South African cinemas, so be sure not to miss it. It definitely is a story to go see for everyone. Right, yeah, we have more blessings in the form of Joyce Celebration singing for us in studio.
Holy, 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 Lord Almighty, hallelujah, we praise you. Holy, 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 Lord Almighty, hallelujah, we praise you. The angels bow down, declaring your majesty. Demons tremble at the sound of your name. You're high and mighty, Lord of glory. Your light shines brighter than the morning star. The angels bow down, declaring your majesty. Demons tremble at the sound of your name. You're high and mighty, Lord of glory. Your light shines brighter than the morning star. Holy, 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 King of heaven, as strong tower you reign, Lord. Holy, 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 King of heaven, as strong tower you reign, Lord. The angels bow down, declaring your majesty. Demons tremble at the sound of your name. You're high and mighty, Lord of glory. Your light shines brighter than the morning star.
Water-wise, water is an essential need. The scarcity of it could lead to loss of many lives, including livestock, plants, and much more. It requires us to use it sparingly and responsibly in times of need, failing which our taps and sanitation will not function. For more on water and weather issues, stay tuned to News Today, every Friday at 4:45 Central African Time. SABC News, making you water-wise.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trends, where we are so blessed and fortunate to have Joyous Celebration in studio. Now, Easter is one of the holiest months on the Christian calendar. It is a time, of course, for reflection, repenting, and most of all, healing. And that is the call made by Joyous Celebration in their 21st installation. The gospel group calls for all South Africans and everyone beyond the world to pray for healing. And last year, the group had a powerful performance and recording at the legendary Bishop T.D. Jakes' Potter House in Texas, and that all inspired the theme of the group's 21st album titled Heal the Land. Now, Joyous Celebration are celebrating over 2 decades. They're 21 years of heart-stopping, amazing gospel music that has captivated audiences across the world. And coming to Easter time, everybody who knows them knows that they kick off their tour in Johannesburg, offering a 3-night musical extravaganza from the 14th to the 16th of April at Carnival City. I'm now here with the musical director, Ngobi Ngumalo, to tell us more about the tour. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. I have to just, first of all, say congratulations. News that came in yesterday that just from pre-orders, your album, the current one, is already on gold status.
Yes, it is. Thank
Absolutely
you so much.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
But how, I don't know, is there even a how, or is it, all in the minds of, the legendary, Babindelane and Ntadejabu Songwane, who put you guys together? And of course, I'm sure you went there 21 years ago. But it's crazy that year after year, your following grows, you keep on doing better. So what would you say, attracted to you even just as someone who wanted to join this group? You said, these people have something that resonates with me, internally.
Yes, I think for us, we have grown so much into a point where we don't have to put ourselves out there so much. As long as you come to work and you bring your A game, your A game makes the noise for you. So I think they definitely know what they want, and they always bring people from different walks of life, different characters and different musical backgrounds, so that when we meet together, if everyone brings their A game, we are also able to merge all these musical experiences into one piece.
But that's all good and well. How many people are in the group?
I think there's about 39 of us.
Okay, so you've just mentioned that it's people from all walks of life, and that is the amazing thing about the kind of synergy you all bring and different strengths in your voices and all. But we know that groups have issues and personalities and egos sometimes. How do you guys manage to, keep these in check? Because I suppose you know who you are praising and why you're there. But still, we are humans. How do the issues get solved?
I think for us, the first thing is that there's an entry level, which is being born again and understanding what you are singing about. So, the Bible does say that He molds us and He shapes us. So it fixes our character before we even get to meet with other people. So if you sort yourself out before you even get into the choir, then it's easier to work with people. And of course, people like me, you're just not experienced in making music only, but also with dealing with people, dealing with personal issues. Some people come into wrestle stressed, some are sick, and they really need emotional or physical or spiritual healing. So also the mandate is on us that when people get there, we must understand how to tone them down, how to shape them so that they are also easy to work with across the whole choir.
But the molding process at Joyous as an institution, I think you guys are really an institution. It's amazing because people come in, they're like rough diamonds. They get panel beated and polished and everything. And another great thing, and kudos, to the founders, is that they then are released into the world. There's no issues of being held back or, those kinds of things where it's like, no, your talent must only stay for us and for Joyous Celebration.
Yes, that's definitely true. And we appreciate them for the fact that they are not just our bosses or our directors, but they are our fathers more than anything. So they treat us like their sons and daughters. So once
over 21 years, they've had so many.
Most definitely and undoubtedly. So they are doing a very awesome job in that. So it's also easier for us to go to them and say, Dad, I'm struggling with 1 and 2 and 3. And they give advice and it works out.
Jeez. Okay, so next week, what can people expect other than fireworks and to be taken on amazing musical heights?
We are definitely taking a different route as usual. We always try to do new songs. There's new faces. There's quite a jam-packed repertoire. So people can expect a buttload of fun, and of course a different setup, different outfits, different singers.
Yeah, and your guys' styling is absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
Whoever got the tender for all of you, every single performance, every DVD, every single stage you go on, head to toe, you guys are always immaculately dressed.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Okay, so 14th to the 16th at Carnival City. Tickets are, is it CompuTicket?
It's Ticket Pro.
Ticket Pro.
Yeah, if you can't find it there, you can go to Edgar's.
Okay, awesome. And how much are they?
They're going from 200, I think 180 upwards, depending on where you want to see it. They'll give you a whole list of options.
And soon they definitely will be sold out. Thank you so very much, Mobi. Fantastic having you here. I look forward to hearing you guys again. And next week, all roads will be at Carnival City.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Now, Universal Studios is gearing up for the latest release of its latest hit action film, The Fate of the Furious, popularly known as the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, the action film is about a mysterious woman who seduces Dom into the world of crime and betrayal of those closest to him. Now, the crew face trials that will test them as never before. Mzansi had its own exclusive premiere at Eastgate Shopping Mall, where we had the likes of Slicker Kayadlanga and DJ Fresh attending, and this is what went down.
All right, team, listen up. This crew is about family, but the game has changed now. Dominic Toretto just went rogue.
You gonna turn your back on family?
The idea came up of that Dom turns against the team. That was just like kind of a light bulb went off in all of us that was a really interesting path to take, and we felt like we just needed something different.
What we really needed was a director that was going to be able to expose a more dangerous and deadlier side to Dom Toretto.
No one's ready for this.
This is a new chapter in the Fast saga. And these are challenges that these actors have never been through before. And to be able to mix it up with them creatively was fantastic. I want to be challenged as a filmmaker. So looking at a movie this massive that takes place around the world, that's a huge challenge for me.
Got it! Good! I just fell in love.
When it comes to the cars, I am a detail freak. And I'm talking about rim choices, rim colors, tire choices, interior colors. I mean, I just love cars.
Letty has to rely on her inner gut and her eye contact with Dom to know that he's doing this for a reason much greater than anything she could imagine.
There are things that are so important to Dom as a character that the threat of losing any of those things makes him more of a pawn for her. And I think that's why she chooses him.
London, Abu Dhabi, Cuba. Our paths have crossed before, Dom. You just didn't know it. I think I need to remind you why you chose to be here.
I got no choice!
These characters, this family, this world, these themes, these codes of honor and loyalty and of brotherhood have been adopted by a huge public.
When you have fans around the world the way that we have, I mean, the motivation and inspiration is beyond your wildest imaginations. And it's even more important to make sure that we continue to listen to them and get their feedback on social media and all the different ways that they can channel their voices so that we continue to blend our ideas along with theirs.
I've been waiting for this. We got a tank. Now it's my turn. Boom, baby.
They just don't give up, do they?
You thought this was going to be a street fight.
One of the best parts about what we're able to do as we create these characters and make these movies, these Fast and Furious movies, is that, you know, you listen to the audience and you really let them guide you.
We're going to give you the action that you want. We're going to go back to the basics. We're going to show you some new stuff. We're going to give you some new characters, but we're going to all bring it together in a thoughtful way. And we do that because we care about you and we care about what you think.
I don't know why you're doing this, but I know one thing. You love me.
Fire!
Hang on to your ass!
Dom!
It's the best Fast and Furious. Sure, these guys have beat Police Academy. They've beat Rambo with sequels. They've beat Ghostbusters with sequels.
Beat Ghostbusters.
They've definitely beat Lord of the Rings with sequels.
They beat Lord of the Rings. They beat Narnia. They beat Harry Potter.
I think and it looks like there's a 9.
If you're a Fast and the Furious fan, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, this will be the best one.
Action from start to finish, and do it at IMAX. It's crazy.
Yeah, this will probably be the best one I've seen.
I'm one of those old school guys who feels like you shouldn't have too many sequels. Like once it gets past 3 or 4, it's too much. But the Fast and the Furious did it again. It was an amazing film. It shows us what a US Hollywood blockbuster should really be about. There's a lot of power, there's a lot of speed, there's a lot of everything that you want to go to the movies for. Watching it on IMAX, best experience ever.
They did the thing. They did the thing that made the first 8 to be done, guys. Well done to them.
She's the very definition of high-tech terrorism.
There's thousands of cars in this city, and now they're all mine.
Amazing. I am so looking forward to seeing that, and I'm sure all of you are too. Charlize Theron is there to stir up things for Dom and his colleagues. But that's the Fast and Furious 8, another one coming up with a big money, big action, definitely fun for most of the family. So in March 1971, one of the foremost avant-garde composers of the 20th century, Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, and his wife Mary Baumeister were accompanied by black consciousness activist Steve Biko to Soweto. So with little archival evidence of these meetings of the two revolutionary leaders, Philip Millers assembled a workshop day with some of his collaborators and created work through exploring an imagined dialogue by responding to a series of fragmented archival sound recordings. And with that, the Biko-Hausen multimedia installation opened on Thursday at the Goethe Institute in Johannesburg, and Trendz was there.
The more you just sit there, it's total darkness, and these 3 screens, and when these scripts come up, you read the one part of the phrase here, and then the other comes on the other screen. So it's very interactive, and you're forced to be engaged. So you don't even have to look at it from an artistic perspective. You see the art, even if you're not an art, you know what I mean?
So Biko-Hausen is really a piece about improvisation, about imagination, about experimentation. It's about the creativity that we have around us. I brought in a group of incredible artists, Sia Makuzeni, Clive Kelly, some of the greats of Joburg musicianship and creatorship. And together we improvised an imaginary conversation that would or could have taken place in Joburg in 1971 between this very avant-garde composer, Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, and Steve Bantu Biko. They both met each other. We don't know what actually is what they did together. They spent a day in Soweto. And that's really, it's a celebration of the imagination, of creativity.
A single performance workshop day was held at the Downtown Studios in Johannesburg, where Millers gave his long-term collaborators a series of fragmented archival material to creating this multimedia exhibition.
We didn't really have an idea of what was supposed to be happening. We had an idea of the concept itself, with regards to finding these two amazing sort of like structures, being Biko and Stockhausen. And that was what drew me to the project. But in terms of what was going to come out of it, I think that was what also got me excited, because it was the element of like experimenting. And I think that was probably what he was trying to convey with regards to the meeting of Biko and Stockhausen.
This multimedia installation was commissioned for the International Music Institute of Darmstadt, premiering at the Darmstadt Summer Course Festival. This work forms part of a series of different installations by 7 other sound artists from different continents. There will be a performance lecture at the Institute tomorrow.
If I were to tell you, I mean, I'll be spoiling, because that's the nature of the concept. It's just to surprise you, and trying to create new things, because I'm sure it won't be the same as what we did. It will be totally different, and I think it would be a good idea not to even watch it, because I don't want to get to cloud what I'm going to do on the 9th. So I think you should expect surprises all the time, but of course surrounding the whole conversation between the composer and the black activist.
So for me, the exhibition, the sound, if you close your eyes, for me, that was goose pimples in the back of my head. That was a hair raiser. And to think about the fact that you had Stockhausen and Biko, and this conflation that like this mixture of this German history and the South African history, which was so similar in many ways, come together. That was for me really, really powerful.
The exhibition runs until the 6th of June at the Goethe Institute in Jan Smuts in Johannesburg.
It's time for a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
I came there and then wanted to sing with them, and then they said, no, you are too young to sing with us. Then I got angry that day. That's when the Dr. Malinga was born. I don't want to say poor because of now we're not poor. That means God wanted to give us whatever He gave me today. Till I was featured by DJ Choice on the song called Casanova. Signed with Kalawa Jasmine via Orlando. Many songs. Then Dr. Malinga this, Dr. Malinga that. Then I was in.
For more inspiring stories, stay tuned to Bupilong every Friday.
Cold weather is good news for farmers rattling the fall armyworm.
Soldiers of misfortune. And it has no natural combat enemy in South Africa yet.
A mother in Diepsloot is fighting for answers after a baby died at a local creche.
When they handed the baby to me, I said boy, but he was unresponsive and his hands were very cold. When I opened his eyes, I knew something was wrong.
Daycare mothers even changed his nappy and handed the already dead child to the unsuspecting mother.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trends. The long-awaited ballet production by celebrated South African choreographer Verana Paper has been running at the Johannesburg Theatre. La Traviata is a deeply moving production about a woman who sacrifices all for the man she loves. Now, it opened last week Friday. It comes to an end after having featured only 10 amazing performances. Take a look.
The story is set in Paris. It's based on the 19th century tale of the Lady of the Camellias who gave it all up for a man she deeply loved. Joburg Ballet Artistic Director Ian MacDonald tells us more about this production and how it has been received by the audience. MacDonald also plays the role of Camel's father in La Traviata.
We have done the opening night. It was a great success. The audiences absolutely loved the ballet, and I think it's because it's dynamic, it's fast-paced, it's energetic, it's got beautiful romantic pas de deux. The music is absolutely exquisite. It's got tunes that you all can relate to and sing along to, and I think the company is dancing phenomenally well. And I think the reviews have been amazing, and I've had a multitude of emails, just people congratulating on the company and a wonderful production. And you know, the way the country's going through at the moment, such turmoil, I got such a beautiful mail from someone saying, you know, with all the terrible times that we're facing, I came to the ballet sad and depressed about the country, and I left saying, we've got a wonderful, wonderful company, Joburg Ballet, the gem, and is bringing such joy to people in the city of Joburg. So I was so pleased to read that mail. But it's an amazing production, and we've got performances this weekend taking place now. You can go to web tickets and book, or come to Joburg Theatre. You have to see the production. You're going to be so sad. We're just about sold out on Sunday performance. You've got to book for Friday night, Saturday night. If you haven't been to the ballet, this is the ballet you need to come and see. And then over and above that, we are working towards our new production, Big City, Big Dreams, which is a proudly South African production based on the city of Joburg and the vibrancy and this wonderful city that we live in. And that production is going to open at the end of July. So if you get to miss La Traviata, which I'll really be sad if you don't get to see it, you've got a second chance to come and support Joburg Ballet by watching Big City, Big Dreams, end of July.
Originally created in Cape Town, this production is based on Verdi's opera. Verdi was a famous opera composer and in the past had dominated the Italian opera scene. 3 dancers in La Traviata alternate in the role of the tragic heroine Camille.
La Traviata is a story about this courtesan. It's a lady who sells her body in favor of being paid, and it's about a relationship between this man and this woman and the power of love. And when you love someone with all your heart, what you can achieve with that, and how you've got to make decisions whether you want to stay in love with that person or return to getting the money in lieu of giving that relationship up. So it's a love story, and it's got quite a sad ending, but there is so much humor in it as well, and there's some exciting pas de deux. So it's really, it's about love.
La Traviata is choreographed by Veronica Paper, with the music arranged and adapted by conductor Alan Stephenson. Paper is one of South Africa's leading choreographers working in the classical style and has created an extensive range of ballets. La Traviata officially draws the curtain at the Joburg Theatre tomorrow.
Music lovers came out in numbers to experience the sunset moment that only Cape Town had the joy of experiencing in 2016. I'm talking about the 2017 Corona Sunsets Festival held at Muldersdrift last weekend. For people who weren't in Cape Town, that they had a dance floor that featured the Crown and Griffin stages, each with their own scintillating lineups. Now, last week I had DJ Kapo here in our studio who told us a little bit of what we could expect, and he definitely gave more than he even said. Now, you know, our producer Salepe Maifadi never misses a great turn-up. She was there, and this is what she said went down.
Sunny Saturdays always means tons of turn-up in all parts of Mzansi. This established global property started in Ibiza a few years ago and to date has been all around the world. Cape Town had its turn to enjoy the festival. It was time for Josie music lovers to experience the sunset moments.
I think I like the Corona Festival because it's a lot more organic music, and that's like pretty much what I play. I think a lot of times I'll play after someone that plays like noisy EDM or something when I actually play like deep house and tech house and stuff. And so like Corona, it sort of fits the vibe, you know what I mean? It's that sunset vibe, like feel good stuff, not just like noisy. It's just like you just feel good for like 10 hours and you just carry on dancing, you know what I mean?
For a festival brand that features more than 8 flagship festivals and close to 4,000 events worldwide, the lineup always stays lit.
Yo man, it's an honor because the first stage that we played like this, exactly like this, was in Mexico. So
yeah, the Corona Mexico.
Yeah, so it was amazing, man. But here the vibe is amazing. It's just as Mexico, so it's just crazy, man.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Africa unite. You know, music is a universal language. Abash. So we connect via music. Abash. Yeah.
Word on the street is that you're a Black Motion fan because of a certain somebody. Tell me about him and what is going on.
Before we get into it, I'm like a huge hip hop fan. So you must understand this is real. This is deep. So Bongani Murder Bones. I follow you on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Lingo, I love you guys. I love your work, and I'd really, really want to meet you one day. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Can you make it happen?
So tell me about the performance. What did you think of it?
So for me, this was the first time to see them perform on real live on stage, and I must say they are totally amazing. The energy, and I love the fact that they use both of their passion in one. They're dancers and they're DJs, and they use that to just, you know, entertain people. So I love their performance, and now I'm such a much bigger fan, you know. Bongani!
But what do you think of Corona Sunsets as a whole, you know?
So for me, this is such a beautiful experience. I know it's not the same as how it was in Cape Town last year, but they really did try to, you know, make us feel that experience as well. It's beautiful. The cocktails are amazing.
Out of 10, how much would you rate it?
9.5. But they need to be quicker at the bar, because we can't.
9.5. If they quick at the bar, then 10.
But what are you here for?
I'm here for Robin Schulz and Tima ODV. And
so far, what do you think about the performance?
They're very good. I like it. It's good jams, good time, good beer. What more do you need? You ready?
Wow, it certainly looks like it was a jump off. Now we are done. We're done for today. We are going to play out with a music video by Joy Celebration from their new album, the one that I did just say went gold, and this is just on pre-orders because it comes out on the 14th of April, if I'm correct. And I just want to leave you with a quote. This was shot at Bishop T.D. Jakes' Potter House Church in America, and he once said, "It isn't the strength of your belief in healing that heals. Healing comes from a powerful God, the responding to your belief and trust in Him." This is their video. It's called Heal. Goodbye.
Turn from their weakness.
Typhoid outbreak that broke out in Zimbabwe's capital late last year has claimed the life of a 13-year-old girl in Harare's township of Mbare.
Most residents have put the blame on the Zimbabwean government for the debilitating economic situation.
There is no interest in the affairs of the city and the town, and really we have to do something about it.
One expert believes the Barclays ABSA apartheid funding saga reeks of political factionalism. Yanni Rousseau says things are not as they seem.
And the money, well, that was whisked out of the country.
ABSA paid full value for the assistance. So from that perspective, I cannot see how it can be made out that ABSA benefited.